Listening to the Casual Sports Show.
Palmer stepping away at first. Palmer extending the play. Nobody there. Crosses the field. Larry Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is going to take it into Green Bay territory.
The show exclusively known as the voice of the Arizona Cardinals fan club, the Bird Gang.
Fitzgerald inside the 30, the 20. It's over. It's insane.
Now with your host, Earl Burnett, a.k.a. Casual E.
Bird Gang on three. 1, 2, 3. Bird Gang.
And welcome and greetings again, Bird Gang, Suns Nation. It is another edition of the Casual Sports Show. Every Monday night, we bring this show to you to give you the latest in our opinion on what's going on in the world of sports. You know how we do it every single Monday, except last Monday, of course. Welcome back to the Casual Sports Show. Earl Burnett, the man over there that's continuing growing the beard out, is Sean McConnell.
Trying to, man.
Trying to grow it out. And if you want to get involved with this show, you know we are on Facebook Live, as we are every Monday. You can send us some comments, talk to us, whatever you want to do. And we got some other avenues where you can get in touch with us as well, as my man Sean will give you guys the update on that later. But you know the tab for all of our social media outputs are Casual Sports, K-A-Z-U-A-L with the Z at the end of the word sports. And that's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our YouTube page. So we was off last week, man, and feels like it's been 1,000 years we haven't been on the mic.
Oh man, it does. I had to dust mine off a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit, but a lot's been going on, of course, from that time until today. A lot of playoff games. Some things in sports that are going on, the Suns, all these things that are happening. Of course, tonight, the national championship game finally feels like a year, like it just got started up again. It's like, man, it's like that wait in between is way too long.
Oh, yeah.
Teams come out all rusty, don't even look the same. But what else going on with you, man?
Man, you know, I'm just staying busy as always. Life with 4 kids can be rough. And as you know, at the drop of a hat, it could be 7:53. And I'm like, Earl, something happened. I can't do it, man. That wasn't quite the case last week, but there was just, you know, a lot of stuff going on at the house. And, trying to watch some playoff games when I could. I watched more this weekend than I did last weekend, so got to stay up on some of it. Right.
Well, those days where you can't get in, of course, we always got somebody in the Bird Gang that can fill in, so don't worry about it. Anytime. But let's find out what's going on in the world of sports. That's what we normally do.
What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
In the Casual House.
All right, we can talk about a lot of things. Of course, this national championship game looks like a pretty good game going down. LSU finally starting to take over things, 21-17 over Clemson. So the Tiger Bowl is going down.
Meow.
Yeah, who'd you have in this one, man?
Yeah, I gotta go LSU. It's just DBU, you know. You gotta go with these guys.
I guarantee you the Tigers gonna win tonight, though.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
you sure?
I guarantee you that the Tigers are gonna win tonight. I can guarantee you that.
Okay.
A lot of other things going on in the world of sports. Of course, the Suns are off tonight, but they had 2 wins. They're two wins in a row over some pretty little talent. But I mean, hey, a win is a win is a win. We can talk about that, of course, and a lot of stuff going down in baseball. And I know I'm not so much on baseball, but man, some things are really rocking the baseball world out there. I was listening to it all day today. I'm like, wow, these dudes straight got caught cheating. And the punishment came down, and it came down hard. And then the team said, that's a wrap. And that's a wrap.
I tell you what, man, the MLB knows how to punish.
Yeah,
apparently.
Teach Roger Goodell how to do that. 'Cause, man, they came down. And apparently there's going to be some more coming down for the Red Sox sometime soon.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, we got to get a baseball guy in here to talk about that because I'm the wrong guy to get that info from. But anyway, what else you got? Anything else we can talk about in the world of sports that's going on?
I mean, I feel like we're gonna go here next is the playoffs, right? I mean, we're gonna go.
That's where we headed.
There's
Right.
a lot of
Yeah.
games. That's what we got to break down. There was so much that happened this weekend that was just incredible to me.
All right, so let's just get right into that then. Okay, so let's start with what happened to the Ravens. This is the team that we thought and everybody had penciled in the Super Bowl
Penciled in, maybe even to win the Super Bowl.
to win the whole thing. But I don't know if you were, it was at the show I did about a month ago or so when I got to talking about every time there's two teams that everybody pencils in, one never makes it.
Right.
Remember? And this is that time. Somebody never makes it. I mean,
I feel like there was at least 3 that didn't make it that I had penciled in.
yeah, at least 3 that got taken out that shouldn't have got taken out. But you can't really say that because the team that took them out did what they had to do. And
Yeah.
did that team do what they have to do because they've been rolling. It kind of reminds me of that old Cardinal 9-17 that got on a roll and made it to the Super Bowl. The Titans. Can they get back there at 9-7?
See, I heard that from somebody else too, but the only difference is Cardinals didn't have no run game. We had no run game. We had a passing game.
This Tennessee team doesn't have a passing game.
Yeah.
Almost.
It's like yin yang.
Yeah, I mean, but Tannehill is doing his Trent Dilfer impression. He's doing that. Hey, I'm gonna just ride, not mess up, and just do my part. He makes the play when he has to make the play, and that's what's been key.
Yeah.
That's what's been key. Now the Ravens, man, they had Lamar throw the ball. Was it 59 times? 50 something times?
Yeah, he was throwing a lot of balls.
That
Not
is-
good ones.
That is not their MO. That is not what made them good all season. And I think Ingram coming in that game banged up kind of hurt them a little bit. He hadn't practiced all week, all that bye week. And I mean, of course, with the bye week, they've been out, and Lamar didn't play in the last game 17. So this whole rust thing that everybody talks about, I think that's real, man. I really think it's really real. You can't pick that momentum up and just keep it going after 3 weeks of sitting out.
No, that was rough. It
Yeah.
seemed like Baltimore, it was similar with Kansas City, but Kansas City was able to overcome it. It seemed like Baltimore just got steamrolled before they could even wake up.
Yeah, but then I think when we say that, we kind of make an excuse and take away from what the Titans actually did.
Of course we are.
I mean, the
Of course we are.
Titans ran the ball down their throat, basically.
Because hardly anybody ever saw this coming.
Right.
But you said it on the neutral zone before we ended, is the Titans have the formula. Can they do it? We don't know, but they have the formula. It's like,
right.
you're not going to pick the Titans to go all the way, just like I wasn't going to pick the Dolphins to beat New England. I could call it, but I'm not going to pick it.
I did say that they would be a hard out.
You did say that. I'll give you credit there.
I said they would be a hard out. I don't see anybody wants to face that big dude in the backfield. But it's
He's
not
a
just
monster.
that big dude. It's those big dudes up front, too.
Yeah.
That's
And on the
what's
defensive line,
that
too.
Go so good. The dudes up front, they are mauling people. I mean, literally mauling people.
Yeah.
They had a drive where the whole drive was all Derrick Henry. I mean, how do you do that?
As a Cardinal fan, I have no idea.
Wow, man, I was sitting there like, now that's Super Bowl material recipe to get there.
And Earl, that Titans defense held the Ravens to 12.
Right.
12.
The Ravens team. How do you think they neutralized Lamar Jackson? Because it still looked like he got loose a little bit and still ran around, but it didn't look the same.
Because it looked like it was one guy versus 11 other guys.
Exactly.
And they held the Patriots to 13. I mean, not like the Patriots are putting up hundreds of points, but come on.
Man, so can that Kansas City Chief offense? And see, this normally happens. I mean, I know better than this. I know better. I know better than to try to think that a pass happy team is going to make it to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. I know better than that because I've seen a lot of football in my day, and every last one of those teams go out hard in the AFC or NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Every last one of them, unless they have a wrinkle in their offense with a little bit of sprinkling of run in it.
Yeah.
But like the Rams had Gurley, and then their running game was supposed to be what it was, but it didn't end up that way. And they ended up losing in the Super Bowl. But I know better than to think that this Chiefs team can match up to that Tennessee Titan team in a big game like that.
So you're picking Titans right now.
I'm picking Derrick Henry to just keep rolling.
So you're not picking the Titans. You're picking Derrick Henry. Is what you're picking.
Derrick Henry to have another 200-yard game. Who's going to stop him? How are they going to stop him?
No, the Chiefs defense is not going to stop a running back to save their lives. If they do, it's the performance that they've had of the year because they haven't stopped a single rusher, it feels like, all year.
Although they did a pretty darn good job this week, Chiefs stopping the run game this week. Texans, I mean, they couldn't run the ball at all. I mean, they tried, but they held them okay. But we're talking a different monster when it comes to the Titans. If you're the Chiefs, all you can do right now is try to do what everybody else tried to do. That's try to force Tannehill to beat you throwing the ball. But that's hard to do when those guys up front keep getting him 7,
Right.
8, 9, 10, bam, bam, just gashes every time he touched the ball.
And you have to realize that this Tennessee team is nothing like that Texans team. As far as running the ball goes, the way that their offense is construction, it is totally different than the Texans.
That's true.
So, I mean, give the Chiefs credit. Yeah, they ended up – I mean, in order to have a comeback, you have to play defense and good defense, right? I mean, they shut them out for a good 2 quarters of football, it seemed like. So, it takes a good defense to do that, but
yeah,
this is a different team.
Thing about that to me is that the Chiefs can actually run the ball if they want to run the ball.
Yeah.
I was texting with Jay. He said Jay just straight said it. Andy Reid don't care about that. He gonna try to pass the ball no matter what. He ain't gonna try to run the ball. I said that is so true. That's so Andy Reid.
Win or lose, Andy Reid's having 4 cheesesteaks and a large fry. I said that too in the text message. We were all there for it.
Yeah. So if they got Shady McCoy back there. They got some guys they can put back there in that run game and kind of balance out that offense if they want to. But I don't think he wants to. I think he wants to turn Mahomes loose and just say, go get him and do what you do.
This might be the highest scoring playoff game.
Right.
I mean, it might be. Or at least highest total yardage between 2 teams. I mean, this is going to be an insane game where 2 teams are just going back and forth down the field.
Yeah, let's talk about that game, man. That game was crazy. It was like 2 different games.
It was the tale of 3 quarters and the tale of 1 quarter.
Yeah, exactly. It was 2 different games. I mean, and the Chiefs, came out shell-shocked.
Couldn't catch a pass.
I mean, they were so unfocused. You could tell, as soon as they came out, and I saw how that was starting to play out. I said, they thinking about last year. You could tell it was like, here we go again. We were right where we were last year, and we got to get back to that AFC Championship game. So let's get it, And they start thinking too much, and they were unfocused. I know they were not focused because Kelsey dropped the ball.
Yeah,
that don't happen.
No, it doesn't. And something to think about too is, I don't think as much as Kansas City needed that first round bye to heal up.
Mm-hmm.
When you kill your momentum like that, it is so hard. It takes a good quarter to get back into the groove after a week off like that.
Exactly.
It happens to a lot of teams. Not every team does it, but it happens to a lot of teams with that first bye week for the playoffs. It just really screws with your chemistry.
Correct. I mean, you can think back in history of that big comeback by Frank Wright, Buffalo and the Oilers. Buffalo wasn't killing themselves. The Oilers were actually beating their butts up and down the field, just throwing a rock all. This game came out, the Chiefs pretty much was just handing them those points. That 24-point lead basically was given to them.
Yeah.
So it was more so the Chiefs beating themselves more so than it was the Houston Texans beating the Chiefs.
Or they were just spotting them some points because they felt bad. I mean, I don't know. It just seems so different, right?
It just felt kind of like, what the hell's going on out there?
I didn't have that queued up for you.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So I was like, man, what are they doing out there? And then I said at some point they're going to wake up. And I know the Texans were like, at some point they're going to wake up. That's why he went for that fourth down. He tried to do that fake punt. Because he knows I got to keep scoring points because this team is going to start scoring points at some point.
And then all of a sudden.
What the hell's going on out here?
There you go. I got it up for you.
It flipped the script, and you got one Doug Williams type quarter for Patrick Mahomes. 28 points, and bam, they up 24 before the half. That's crazy, man.
That was an incredible game, but we got to give love to some of the other teams too. So I got to get into it right now. The Vikings did what the Vikings do, and they just laid down for San Francisco.
They did.
That was got to be one of the most
you know what, though?
games.
I can't really say they laid down. I
felt like
San
they laid
Francisco
down.
was that much better. They were just that much better.
I see, but here's
You see that defense flying around? I mean, my goodness, I was like, wow, they can't get an inch.
I know. And I'm not saying Vikings should have won this game, but I also don't have incredible faith in San Francisco. I mean, if you put I just don't. I feel like they've been pretenders all year, especially offensively. Defensively, yes, they're good, but I feel like if it's Titans or 49ers, I'm going Titans.
Okay. Well, look at this. You know this is going to come down. This is the game, I think, for the 49ers. This is the game where Jimmy G's got to show who he really is now, because I think he's hiding a little bit behind that system.
Oh yeah.
And now he's got to duel Aaron Rodgers. Can he duel with Aaron Rodgers? I don't think so.
No, I don't either.
Think the Packers got a good chance of winning this game, even on the road. But I am so afraid of that Kyle Shanahan system. That dude got his ducks in order, and that's why it's so easy for Jimmy to look so good.
Now remember, at the time they played at the end of November. They already played each other. At the time, San Fran was 10-1. Green Bay was 8-3. The Green Bay defense started to cool off a little bit.
Yeah, and they got blasted.
37-8.
Right. I don't think that's going to be the second outcome. It's going to be a lot more competitive. I think it's going to be a duel, man. I think it's going to be, can Aaron Rodgers break down that defense?
And he's going to be back home.
Yeah.
In California. I picked Green Bay in that game for sure. And Green Bay took care of business against Seattle, which I love to see. I loved, like you said, anytime Pete Carroll's the game ends and his mouth is open, it's a good day.
I loved it. And he had his little press conference after the game trying to talk about Jimmy Graham's little inches and stuff.
No, my guys just were telling me he's short, he looked short, and had they called him short, then it would have been short, Now, I mean, it's the same thing last week. You called him a score, you let him score. They wouldn't overturn that one. I'm talking going back to the Niners game, I guess. That's how.
Whoa. Way too many words. I was like, what? And then I was like, huh?
Nice. That's a good one. You know what else was short, Pete Carroll? Your playoff aspirations. That's what's short.
Exactly.
Michelle pointed out something for us.
And try to, he gets to talking real fast because he's so.
Michelle,
man, I love it, but they almost came back again in that game.
They almost did, but Green Bay got it done.
At a press conference, everybody in that building, everybody on TV was starting to feel, here they go again. And he was right, because I was saying, I was like, they finna let this team beat them. I was mad. Matter of fact, I got up and left from the TV because I was like, they finna get the thing. And when they punted back to him, I said, that's it. This finna be 30-28.
Man, I'm surprised they didn't go for it.
Yeah, he messed up right there by giving Rodgers the ball back. But props to Green Bay for standing tall in that game and staying with it. I mean, the home crowd kind of helps you, of course.
Yeah. I
do think that they need to get Jones the ball and get that running game cranked up like they had it early in the beginning of the season, where he was he was all over the place. If they can get that going back, and then Rodgers playing the way he's playing right now, they got an excellent chance of beating that 49er team in San Francisco.
Certainly, because I feel like that defense was clicking a little bit better like they were in the beginning of the season. At least they were flying around the field and making plays. Interesting note, though, Michelle pointed out this little factor that I didn't get to read up on because I don't study the Seahawks because forget the Seahawks. But as they're cleaning out their lockers, guess who got picked for a random drug test? Seahawks. Russell Wilson.
What?
Yeah, he got picked for a random drug test.
Why?
I don't know. There's no results to it yet, but it's a funny note. Like, hey, sorry that you lost, but here's a drug test.
Okay, wait. They don't just do that for nothing. When you're at work and you get in an accident or something, the first thing they want to do is drug test you.
Right.
What the hell happened? Why would they just randomly pick anybody and it's just happened to be Russell Wilson?
It's always quote unquote random, but the second a kicker makes a 60-yarder, they give him one, or That's just how the NFL works.
Okay. But we'll see what next year he'll be like, came back. No, I'm just kidding. I think he'll be clean, though. But, anything that could get that team rattled and out of our way is fine with me.
Yep,
but,
there we go.
But we're going to take our first break here. You're listening to the Casual Sports Show. Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell, right here on KSRN. The best internet radio station on the web. Go ahead and look us up, www.ksrnaz.com. And, of course, on all social media outlets, Casual Sports, KAZUAL with a Z at the end of the word sports. Stick around. We will be right back.
We're going to take a little break, but we'll be back in a while, so don't nobody go nowhere.
Arizona from the 20-yard line.
You're listening to the Casual Sports Show.
Palmer stepping
Your sports news and the best shows daily. Tune into the best internet station on the web.
Little jump shot is good. It's an 8-hole Pollock leading off the second against Ross Stripley.
and a drive to left. That ball's got a chance, and that ball will fly out of here. Number 6.
KSRN Casual Sports Radio Network. Subscribe today.
Imagine walking 3,500 steps alone while living with a mental illness. That's approximately how many steps we'll be walking on Saturday, February 8th, 2020 at our Project Phoenix 5K Walk Run. Join us at Talking Stick Resort Arena. Registration opens at 8 a.m., followed by an after party. We hope to see you there.
Merry New Year!
In this country, we say happy.
Happy New Year!
From all of us here at Casual Sports Radio Network.
This is Cliff Kingsbury, and you're listening to the second best sounding voice in the Valley, Casual E, on the Casual Sports Show here on KSRN, Arizona.
Welcome back into the Casual Houseburg Gang, Suds Nation, all of the Arizona sports fans out there. You're listening to the Casual Sports Show right here on KSRN, just like my man Cliff just told you. Okay, man, so where we going next?
Taking my horse to the Old Town Road, man. Ride till I can't no more. Come on.
Okay, no more. Okay,
let's go Suns, right? I mean, should we go Suns? It's a commercial right now for the national championship game.
Yeah, that thing is pretty much starting to turn what everybody thought it was going to look like. I think it's, 28-17?
Oh, if I could get it to pull up on ESPN right now with all these games. 21-17, that is correct.
All right. 21-17. I thought it was 28-17. Okay.
Well, it could have not refreshed. It's possible. Hold on. You might be right. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. So, Phoenix Suns. I don't know whether to be happy,
well,
or sad, or pretty much just stay damn confused. It was like, what the?
You're 16-23, third in the Pacific Division. So, I mean, I wouldn't be too happy. You beat the Hornets and the Magic.
Exactly.
And you lost to the Kings.
I mean, you got Atlanta coming up. That ain't nothing to really. But, if we struggle with that team, something's wrong. On the road, we should beat that team.
You would think.
And then they got the Knicks after that. That should be another good win. So they should be, 18-20 something by the time they get to that Celtic game?
I mean, that you got to hope for that, right? But I haven't put any hope into any game this year because this isn't a game. This isn't a season where I get my hopes up. This isn't one of those seasons where you're just like, yeah, we can make it. After that hot start and then how it fizzled out so quickly, in the matter of what felt like 2 weeks. It's like, yeah, okay, we still need to slow the brakes here. Unless they make a trade at the deadline, which we can get into, I don't see these guys making a bigger push and flipping it over 500.
You don't think they're going to make it back to 500?
I think they can make it back. They can flirt around it, but I don't know that they're going to get many more than 2 games above it.
Okay, what's the main reason why? I mean, the real main reason. I mean, are they just not talented enough? Or are they just not? Oh, is this another one of those Cardinal type things where they just have to gel a whole year together and play together and find out what they are, and then they finally gel together and come out to be a better team next year?
Yeah, it's a little different in football and basketball, because with basketball, there's a lot. I feel like there's a lot more moves. Like moves are bigger than in football. Like you can replace a backup lineman and not lose a step in football. But if you replace your seventh man, the second guy off the bench, all that chemistry could all of a sudden just disappear.
Right down the drain. Yep, exactly.
So gelling is important, but yeah, you have to get it quick though. And at this point this year, if you really want to push the needle and you really want to make that playoff push and say like, yes, we're being competitive, then you got to go get somebody. And the name that keeps popping around, I know that doesn't seem like anything's going to happen in Minnesota with this guy getting him out of here, but Karl Anthony Towns, his name is coming up, and the Suns are coming up with it because it just is a likely fit with Booker and keeping him happy and all this stuff. Do you make that move? I mean, what do you do?
How do you make that move?
How do you make that move? You got to give up Ayton. You got to give up 2 firsts and another player, right?
They're not going to give up on the first round pick. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just not how it goes. I mean, reality in my mind and my heart says, yeah, I would love to see Karl Anthony Towns on the team.
Right.
But then again, no, I wouldn't, because if he comes on our team, guess what? They're resetting everything all over again, and chemistry has to start all over again. You're still going to struggle coming out of the gate. You'll be better next year for it if you can keep him.
But defensively,
and he's only a 1-year thing. Why would you give up your number 1 pick for that?
Well, you got to get that commitment. You got to get that commitment.
From you have to. If not,
it's all for nothing.
I mean, he would definitely commit because his friend's there. If that's the case, I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't. But I don't see it happen to him. He's got what? He only on the first year of that new contract. There's no way he's getting out of that contract.
Yeah, it's almost an insurmountable task to get him.
And I think it's all just blowing smoke because I haven't heard him personally come out and even say he wanted to get out of Minnesota.
Well, he can't, you know he can't say that.
Oh, no, but you would think you'd see some type of something that would lean. Where's this coming from? Where's all this coming from? Because he had one little thing that happened with what's his name last season.
Basically, that's it, right?
Okay. Well, I don't see that happening. First of all, I don't even see him moving during the trade deadline. He's gonna be right there in Minnesota. But the problem to me is if this team doesn't start to get it together, they will start Booker and those guys. They'll start plotting to be somewhere else in a few years.
Exactly, and I think that's maybe why this is getting such push as a story, is because of these 3 friends that have already been on Slam magazine cover and had a story together. One piece has to move, right? I mean, D'Angelo Russell is the one that's kind of changed teams a lot, but he hasn't gone to his friends' teams. So one piece has to move to get one of them with each other. And this seems like the one that can happen. I mean, there's been rumors too, like early in the season, like Russell goes to the Warriors. Okay, when Klay comes back, they'll trade him. They could trade him to the Suns, which I don't want to do because he's not the right fit for what we're trying to do. I'd rather have Towns. If it's between Russell and Towns, I'd rather have Towns.
Absolutely.
So it makes sense logically, but at the same time, it's also like an impossible move to make because you have to give up so much, get a commitment, make that commitment work, and find a way to gel all in the middle of it. It's
same time you have to give up on pretty much everything you drafted.
Yeah.
Because you're talking Bridges in that. You have to throw Bridges in there. You have to throw Aiden in there. You give it up on all the young guys that you said. And not only that, Bridges is starting to form into a pretty darn good player. He's starting to form into what he looked like, what we thought he's supposed to look like.
Right.
A hell of a defender on the ball. And he's got to get his offense going a little bit more. But he is one hell of a defender on the ball. We need that. Why would we get rid of that?
Because you're soft in the paint.
Well, okay, that's a good point. That's a really that's kind of like the
you gotta balance the scale somewhere. So you either be weak on the wing and let the guys like Kevin Durant and LeBron James tear you up, or you got to be soft in the paint and let the guys like Karl Anthony Towns and pick a center light you up. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Let's get into that, Aiden. I mean, so far your assessment. The last two games. Look at him. The last two games, they got him coming off the bench now, and in an interview, the dude is like happy coming off the bench. That scares me. It scares me when I heard it, and when I'm sitting in my office and I'm listening to him right after that game, he's talking, and when he starts to talk, I start cringing. Because he starts to say some stuff, you're like, this dude finna say something stupid. Say something off the wall. You're like, okay, here we go. And I'm like, there it is. Why would you be up there on the national TV telling everybody you happy with coming off the bench? You should be saying, okay, I'm happy with what the coach is trying to do right now, but there got to be a but in there somewhere.
Here's the thing with Ayton. I think everyone's expecting Ayton to be like this
Shaq.
Kind of this Shaq mentality of like, I'm the best in the league. I'm going to tear you up. I'm going to tear everybody up. I'm going to tear the rim down. Like, that's not who Ayton is. Ayton's like, the dude was born on an island. Like, he just lives island life. You know what I mean?
And that's what's killing me, man.
Of course it's killing you because we're expecting something that just he's not that guy. And so he might just be like this forever. But I need to see this year. I need to see one of these moments.
Do you see how hard he's trying to act like he's a tough guy?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else is noticing that. I see the other night when he kicked the chair and all that stuff, like, dude, he manufactured that from where? It's like he was trying to put this act on and try to be mad and tough. And he came right back out there doing the exact same thing.
Okay, you're gonna take the Ayton kicking the chair clip and you're gonna take this and you're gonna tell me which person is more tough. Ready?
You like that? You like that?
All right, so who's more tough? Kirk Cousins or Ayton? You got to see one of these performances from Ayton. You got to see that puff in your chest, that screaming out loud. Ayton just isn't kind of like that guy. He's not.
Just like when we were waiting to see that 303 touchdowns from Kyler Murray, I'm waiting to see Ayton's 30 and 20. And we're going to be waiting and waiting.
Waiting for Ayton.
I'm waiting for Ayton. And see, he does a lot of that little yap. He's young, and he does a lot of that yappity yap. Shaq and Kobe 2.0. You more like, you ain't even shut up. That's what that's. I mean, it's like, come on, dude, figure it out. And I think that he looks lost on the court to me a lot. He's starting to get a little bit better because you can see Book talking to him. You can see people talking to him. You can see people trying to encourage him and tell him where to be at and where. Sometimes you can see. It looks like he's out of shape. It looks like he just don't have legs under him. And you can see him hustle. And sometimes I go, there you go. And I'll be talking to myself in the next room when I'm watching him play. And I am critiquing his game every step of the way as I'm watching him.
All the Suns fans are, because
everybody is.
We've gone so long being a franchise that's had a pretty good winning record until Sarver took the team over and just ran into the ground. But the past couple of years have been rough, like really rough. So then you get the first round pick, which is supposed to be the trophy of being terrible for so long. You finally get it. This guy's under the Phoenix microscope, which the national media doesn't really give us credit. Arizona is hard on their basketball team. Hard.
Right.
It shows. If you suck, we're not showing up.
No way.
We're not going to go pay our money to buy $12 beers because Sarver won't lower the beer prices to get us in the door. We're not going to sit through that garbage. We're not going to do it. We'll just watch it on TV and turn it off halfway through and watch The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. Shout out to Disney Plus.
Shout out to Disney
But
Plus.
come on. He's under a huge microscope, and he has to perform. If he doesn't perform, more articles like Get Karl Anthony Towns is going to come out, and it'll be anybody. I mean, people love that Baines is starting over this guy.
Yeah, he's scrambling in his head to figure this thing out. You could tell he's thinking a lot. Because when he gets the ball, it seems like he doesn't know what to do with the ball. It's like, and I'm saying, you got that slow, stiff dude on you, Zeller, whatever his name was, Cody Zeller. go around him. He doesn't put the ball on the floor. Have you noticed that he doesn't put the ball on the floor and go to the rim?
And here's another problem we're having too. I talk comparisons. I noticed that, yes, but I'm talking comparisons too. This makes perfect sense to me. Who that was already on the Suns roster in the franchise, in the history books, who do you try to compare him to and to fit him into this box? I'm thinking Amari Stoudemire. Amari Stoudemire gets the ball. You know what he does? He puts the ball on the floor and he smashes it on your face.
Exactly.
That's what you're expecting out of a physical freak like Ayton is. Ayton and Amari were physical freaks coming into the draft.
Amari was able to assess what's in front of him first before he made a move.
Yeah.
And this dude doesn't know how to do that yet. He doesn't know how. When he gets the ball, he says, the play says, I'm supposed to hand it to Booker. You can see every time he gets the ball, he's just looking for that Booker handoff.
Yeah.
There are times when you can take advantage of who's in front of you.
Yeah, because a defense knows when you're going through the play.
No, and a lot of people try to sit in front of that handoff every time because he's just standing there, hands the ball off.
Yep.
And there's times where when he shoots the ball, he's shooting it rushed. You can see he's rushing that jump shot. He's got a pretty jump shot for a big man, but he's rushing it. He's pushing it off his hand and is banking off the rim, clanking like Shaq, clanking free throws.
I don't want to see Ayton shoot any jumpers.
Right, I don't. I'm saying when he does shoot it, he's rushing it.
Yeah, I would.
He's turning around rushing it.
I'd rush it too.
I'm gonna tell you when I looked at him, what his main problem is. Okay, we know he's scrambling on trying to figure it out on offense. That's one thing. His main issue is on the defensive end.
Oh yeah,
and he's getting a little bit better, but I watch him on the defensive end. When I played ball back in the day, my offensive game was okay-ish. You know, it was all right, but I prided myself on playing defense.
Right.
And defense is where you get on the court. That's why I was always able to get on the court because your coach look at you like, if you can't do anything else, if you can stay in front of somebody and hustle.
Yeah.
His problem is when the ball goes up on a shot, it's like a rainbow. Like, oh, look at that pretty ball in the air. Oh, you want me to go over there? And that's his reaction. Instead of when the ball goes up, find somebody, push that fool out of the box, and position yourself wherever it's coming down at.
Yeah, and we want to get technical because you and I played ball, but he's not getting low defensively. He's standing straight up. He's got his knees locked like he's singing in choir.
He stands straight up looking at that ball go. And he gets 12 to 13 rebounds because why? It just happens to come his way at 7 feet.
Because he's gifted with the ability of height. Yeah, that's basically it.
I have not seen this dude push somebody out the way to go get the ball off the rim.
Yeah.
He won't do it. And that's when he starts to get that down, then you'll start to see him turn the corner.
Can't do it.
Can't
win with him. Can't do it.
So let's talk his counterpart. How long do you think Book is going to put up with? Okay, this is supposed to be my running mate, and this dude ain't even nowhere near on the board to be the running mate.
I'd say Booker gives him one more full season after this one.
Okay.
So then he's going to start chirping.
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't blame him for it.
Talent. I mean, he's got talent. I can't deny that he's got talent. But if you don't have a aggressive gene in you and it's just not there, you can't manufacture that. I'm sorry. I don't see how they're going to teach him how to do this. I mean, he's got Mark Bryant of all people teaching him. I mean, that dude was a freaking hat. When you was in there with him in the box, you was getting elbowed.
Yeah.
So
back when it was allowed.
He can't teach that aggression to Aiden, then nobody can. I was thinking the other day, as a big man, I know TNT talks about the Suns, and Shaq is kind of like probably got some things to say. Why don't you reach out to that dude? Reach out to that dude and learn how, hey, man, can you come over and just show me what you get, how to get position and how to do, all these certain things that Shaq used to do, especially that step through people and just move them out the way with that elbow, not throwing an elbow, but just kind of moving them and getting in front of them. He don't know how to do that.
Well, Shaq was gifted with a little bit more than just height. He was gifted with some LBs as well to do that. I don't know if Aiton's going to be able to eat enough on that Bahama diet. I mean, that's like some jerk chicken and rice. I mean, Shaq ate a little bit more than jerk chicken and rice. Come on.
Yeah. But he can get in that weight room and put some more strength on because he does look kind of weak.
I don't even care if he puts on fat. Just put on something.
When people hit him off the screen, he like, you see that? Yeah. I'm like, oh, dude, you gotta man up.
He's got bruises.
Yeah,
He bruises easily.
I don't. Me personally, I mean, I'm not gonna try to criticize a man that's trying to do the best he can because that's his job, and he earned his way up there. But I don't see him. I don't see him being up to the level of the status that he was drafted, and I don't see him ever getting there. I see him being decent, and somebody can use him and make him serviceable, but I don't see him being superstar status. I just don't. I don't see where it's coming from. How you can't manufacture that. If it's not in you, it's not coming out of you.
Yeah, and on the flip side too, I mean, we like to think that Booker has that mentality to a fault, but he's not even really getting all-star recognition at this point in his career still.
Should be. He should be.
Should be, of course.
Better. Man, I watched Booker those 2 games, and I'm not watching his offensive game. I'm looking at that dude is balling on defense now. Have you seen him on defense lately?
He's moving his feet. He's got active hands, and I think that's a little bit of Rubio rubbing off on him too.
Yeah, and he is getting in them passing lanes. He is doing everything he can to stay in front of people, and he is calling out the people he want to guard. That's when you know you're starting to take that next step.
Yeah.
I'll take him. I'm going to stop that dude.
Yeah, and there's a lot to go into this to unpack the season because everyone's expecting Booker to just carry this team, and I don't think he's really built to carry like people are expecting, like maybe 10 points less than what everyone's expecting. He can do that on a nightly basis, but what he's doing now is he's having to shoulder whatever this Ayton hole is and figure out the night, and he's also trying to improve and get better on defense. So like I'm not holding him to this standard of like we're losing because Booker's not doing this and this.
I see that a little bit different. I see that a little bit different. I think he is doing that. I think he is holding it down for this team, even if he doesn't have to score 30 points. That game the other night proved it. 12 points, 6 points he got in the dang fourth quarter on free throws, but he made an impact and made his team better on the defensive end. They watched him play defense hard. I mean, for crying out loud, the man was double and triple team all night. You can't score 30 points when you double, triple team all night. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen.
Yep.
Unless you're shooting from half court like Steph Curry. But I mean, you don't have to do that. When you have a team around you that is starting to build confidence, and I'm telling you, as he's doing that, he's making that team around him better. And that's what we all complained about, right?
Yeah.
All complained about, is he making anybody better? Yeah, he is making that team better. He's making Oubre better. Oubre's looking like a freaking all-star. He's making them better because Booker said, I know, okay, I don't have it tonight, but I'm going to bring it over here.
Yeah.
I'm in that area, and that's what all superstars do. That's what all-stars do. Man, he deserves it this year, if anything, to get in that all-star game.
Yeah, I think so. I'm with you on it. I'm not going to hate on Booker at all. I'm saying that there's too much outside pressure on him right now that I don't think is...
A lot of pressure because they're not winning games, and the people around him is not performing like... I mean, well... His running mate, superstar, supposed to be number 1 pick, is not running, with him.
And that's who should be getting most of the criticism.
That exactly. And how does the number 1 pick? You're the number 1 pick
first
overall
for the whole year, no redos.
And you happy with coming off the freaking bench? That just don't sit right with me.
No,
I'm sorry, that don't sit right. Well, coach said do it, so I'm happy with that. Nah, dude, you got to tell coach, look, okay, I'm going to do this just to see where this is going, but you got to let me know where this is going because, no, if I'm Monty Williams, hopefully it's, you got to play your way to be in that starting lineup.
Right.
But I don't know. He just seems to me like he's just content with being in the NBA, making whatever little money he's making. I can't say little money. That's big money.
Wearing those Puma shoes.
And his face lights up when it's time to do the fashion show the other night. Oh, yeah, we do the fashion show. Dude, light up when you talk about defense.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, but yeah, okay. So going forward, give me your assessment of where they're going to finish at, where you think they're going to finish at.
All right, I got to go 2 different routes here, though, because I'm looking at my crystal ball. I see there a trade coming, but I don't know what it's going to be. I can't predict it because there's too many variables here. There's a trade coming. Andre Drummond's on the market, too. You could get Andre Drummond instead, maybe a little bit less money. So I'm thinking there's a trade coming. I'm thinking if Ayton leaves, Suns improve more. Ayton stays, they keep doing what they're doing.
Aiden is not going anywhere.
I don't know. I feel something.
We are stuck with this dude. It's the number one pick we never got in 50 years.
Yeah, I guess we didn't need him.
And we still get screwed in the deal. How does that always work for Arizona? I don't get it, man. Kyler, it's on you, man. It is on you.
No pressure.
It is on you, man. Casual Sports Show. Stick around, Bird Gang. We'll be right back.
What's up, guys? Sean McConnell from the Casual Sports Show, here to tell you that you need to sign up right now for the Project Phoenix 5K Run and Walk. Go to bedaringfoundation.org to sign up, and if you sign up by January 12th, you will be entered to win some Phoenix Suns tickets. You got to do it right now, guys. Go to bedaringfoundation.org to sign up. You'll see me there. You'll see Earl there. It's going to be a great time. Sign up today.
Has returned. Larry. You need Larry. Larry! Send a message. Larry. Fitzgerald has returned.
Welcome back into the Casual House, guys. Sean McConnell, Earl Burnett. I love dropping that Larry one, man.
That's crazy.
Stop lying. Larry! It's too good.
You need Larry. I'm going to send a message. Larry.
It's too good. You did too good on that one, man.
Oh, but that's a good question. Do we really need Larry?
Yes.
Yes, I'm not saying, I'm pretty sure everybody's going, what the hell is he talking about? What did he say that? No, I'm not saying that we don't need Larry. I'm just saying, okay, the wide receiver room and the draft seems to be tied hand in hand going forward. I don't know why or how. It just seems like that number one pick is tied to.
I know why.
You know why?
Because you've been hugging the CD Lamb pillow when you go to sleep at night, and you're like, oh, CD, you're gonna make everything good. Listen. We will make room for CeeDee Lamb and Larry Fitzgerald if the cards line up for us. We will make room for the both of them. Whether that's Isabella's gone, Butler's gone, I don't care who it is.
Right.
You'll keep Larry and you'll keep CeeDee Lamb.
Okay, but what I'm saying is this. When we do have Larry is our number one receiver. He was our number one receiver this year by default, almost.
Yeah.
Because he was not supposed to be, right? It was supposed to be Kirk taking that next step or whoever these.
And Butler coming up, and yeah.
And now this second year, so definitely supposed to be somebody taking over those reins.
You think?
Now, Larry's going to come back, and if he does come back, I guarantee you again, by default, because of his talent, he can still put it out there, will probably still be our number one receiver again. Unless, and I don't even think we can get a rookie coming in and call him number one.
No.
Larry groomed that dude for a year or so, and he'll be ready to take over the reins. So I'm saying, man, I'm looking at last year's draft. I mean, I'm using that as my mark of why I think our number one pick is going to be a wide receiver.
CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb, exactly. Why it's going to be a wide receiver, because first of all, we're the number 8 pick. There's going to be, especially now that Tua's got into the draft now. When Tua entered it now, it's like, okay, now I know we have to take a star receiver. We have to.
Yeah.
Because just like last year, it's going to be 3 sitting right there. 3 star receivers sitting right there at number 8.
And you got to take the one that Kyler's already familiar with.
You
We
gotta
already
take
did the coach quarterback
That's-
combo thing. Why not do the wide receiver quarterback combo thing?
And not only that, I think Lamb is better than Judy.
You might be right on that. I
And
like the
reason why is
size.
because who has Judy played? Alabama's always smoking every little team that you name it. He can't nobody stay in front of them, no matter what. Now, Lamb has played some serious good competition,
right?
And that dude is just a beast. I keep watching this film before I go to bed. every
I know
night.
it. You got a glass of warm milk and you're watching some CD Lamb highlights and you're covering up in your OU pillow and you're all good to go.
Just think of it. Number 1 pick, of course, is going to be Burrow. Number 2 is going to be Chase Young coming out of Ohio State, going somewhere. I'm pretty sure. We're not going to go up in the draft. We're not going to move. We're going to stay right there at 8.
Yep.
And you go down the line, take off the quarterback. Tua's going to go wherever he's going to go. All the heavy the best pass rusher is going to go next after that.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to leave you option to take either Judy or Lamb. Now, Kyle, if you mess that up, I'm just going to say that's it.
Well, here's the thing. Keim is going to – this is the most pressure he's probably had. I wouldn't say since last year's draft because, I mean, you already got the quarterback. I feel like you already made up the coach. You made up your mind at that point for the quarterback. But the year before that where he had to pull the trigger and go get Josh Rosen, there was a lot of pressure for that.
Right.
There's a lot of pressure this year that he needs to fix his defense. He might go defensive, but I got to plead with him. Please just take best available star caliber talent. Take CeeDee Lamb because it makes the most sense for your team.
It's Kyler. It makes the most sense for the team.
And
he knows the offense.
He already knows the offense, but if Larry comes back, that's the best thing that could happen to CeeDee Lamb.
Absolutely.
Just being in the room with that guy, watching him practice.
He'll be number 1 for another year. Larry will be number 1 for another year and train that guy up. But I guarantee you this much. CeeDee Lamb comes on this team. You're not going to see him be like those 3 receivers we took last year. Barely trying to find their way on the field and trying to figure this thing. He's going to be playing game 1 on the field with Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk in that offense.
And it'll look good.
Just like Kyler came out knowing the offense, CeeDee knows it just as well.
Yeah.
That's good. You cannot screw that up. What other pick is going to be there? I mean, I think you handle your defense in free agency.
Yeah, and here's my point to why you should do that too, because if here's what we're going to learn about Steve Keim this year. We're going to learn so much about this guy. If he goes defensive, you all of a sudden realize that he is scared and able to be manipulated and pressured in fear of losing his job.
And he don't know what he's doing.
He picked a coach that wasn't afraid of anything, to the point of keeping Amos Jones for 4 years longer than he should have. If you learn anything from Bruce Arians, stick to what you do. Right. Last year you built the defense with free agents. It didn't work. That was the first time you did it that it didn't work.
Right.
It really was. The year before that was all about coaching and not coaching the right personnel. Whatever. You are actually good at building teams with free agency. You actually are good at that. You are good at getting bargain deals on guys that need retreads and figuring it out. I'll give you another year. Everyone's giving you another year, whether they like it or not. So get CeeDee Lamb, build the offense for the future, and let the next GM worry about the defense.
Exactly. I'm right there with you. I mean, because the team that Cliff Kingsbury inherited was not all his.
Right.
Remember, all those pieces were just there when I'm showing up, I'm the coach. Now he has an opportunity to go get me what I want. And at the same time, now I think it was as much as, like I said last year, as much as I hate to say, it was a good idea keeping Vance Joseph, because now you keep that thing together. It's continuity. You got the same voice. You don't have to worry about the defense learning things all over again. And you bring in veterans, free agents that can sure that defense up, and that defense will be better instantly, because we saw how it looked at the end of the season.
And you still have good waiver claims based on your record.
Exactly. It can be a good defense. It's just the right pieces in the right place, And that defense can look like we saw how it looked at the end of the season almost, and better because you have better talent there.
And there are still cornerstone pieces intact. This is not like a defense that has been gutted.
Right.
This is a defense that is Swiss cheese. This is a defense that has no cheese. They're Swiss cheese. They have holes to fill, right? You still have Chandler Jones, who's right now stacking up accolades right now for the season that he had, almost breaking the sack record.
Right.
He was close. And then you've got guys like Byron Murphy, who's coming up, played really well along the stretch. You got guys like Buda Baker, who's obviously still running around making plays. Patrick Peterson will be there for now, still playing at a level that's higher than what you can expect from a rookie. So there are pieces there.
There are pieces there, and there are also a lot of pieces you can add veteran-wise.
That are versatile.
Free agent list out there right now that you just can think out of the top of your head. We need pass rushers. We're going to need pass rushers and another middle linebacker probably to be on the side of Hicks. I mean, there's a lot of people out there.
First three names that show up on Spotrac of the free agency list, you got Clowney, Everson Griffin, and Marcel Darius.
But that's going to cost us too much. Clowney's going to cost us way too much, I'm sure.
And so would Marcel Darius, but that would be a nice player. It's red for some
you
club
bring
option.
some more pressure on the other side, so therefore Chandler will have an even better year next year.
Absolutely.
Because if he's one-on-one singled up and not getting double teamed, and the other guy's bringing pressure too, and you got to get a stout middle guy.
Yep.
We need a stout middle guy. That's the main key to stopping the run. If we can stop the run, man, you give the Patrick Peterson and Byron Murphy and those outside corners be able to can hold up a little longer. Your defense is already better instantly if you get that one middle piece.
Yep.
So the middle piece going to be, because I know Corey's not going to be around too much longer to hang around doing that job anymore.
I don't know that he gets on this roster next year. I don't
so either.
I don't know. And then you could go for a Marcel Darius who's 30. There is a club option on him, but you could try and push that number if you really wanted to pay for it.
Man, we should have kept Calais, man. He would have been
would have still been doing what he did.
Sold up.
Yep.
Man, it's going to be interesting to see what. Let's go ahead and get this Super Bowl out the way. Nobody gives a damn about. I'm ready for this offseason to start, man. I'm ready to see this thing jump off.
I care about the Super Bowl. The Patriots aren't in it this year. Come on now.
Oh yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk about that. I was so happy.
Yep.
In fact, all my hated teams are out, especially except one NFC West. Of course, we know we still got one hanging on that looks like they might make it.
No, they're not going to make it.
No, I don't think they're going to make it all the way. They probably get there, but they're not going to win it. Not with that quarterback. I don't think so. But so, yeah, they're the last one hanging on. But Seattle, last night I was like, get them out of here. Out of Baltimore being the other team that goes when New England doesn't go.
Right.
Get them out of here.
See ya.
Pittsburgh didn't even make it. Yes.
See ya.
I was all happy, man. I was like, this is going to be interesting to see we get some new blood in this thing, man. I was happy.
Finally.
What's your prediction of the Super Bowl? Who's going to be there?
For fun and hot takes, since it's late and no one's watching right now. Just kidding. People are watching. I'm going to say Titans versus Green Bay. Titans are going to win.
Titans at 9-7.
They're going through all four of the hardest teams right there. Boom. Titans win.
Goodness. Hey, let me ask you this question before we leave. The running style quarterback, can they win a Super Bowl?
Yes.
Okay, because we saw Russell do it. So, yeah, I guess that's a good yes. But is the running style taking over the league to the point where now even the stand-up conventional pass player or conventional passer is being overlooked now?
I'm going to say no to that because with every trend, there's always an opposition to the trend, because when a trend goes one way, to beat that trend is you just go back to the other way.
Exactly.
And that's what it's been. I mean, big teams beat small teams in basketball all the time just because they match up better, whatever. That isn't going to change the league in the way that we're thinking. I mean, it may be 50-50, the teams that are with running quarterbacks and ones that aren't, but the college system in general is what is changing the NFL 100% of the way.
Right.
Play calling, misdirections on the line of scrimmage,
right.
The plays that they run, it's just
it
changing a little bit.
High school.
Yeah.
Probably starts back in high school because the high school players want to be the Mahomes. They want to be the Lamar Jacksons. They want to be and so now it's starting to go from there, and everybody's starting to build from there and try to be the next whatever.
The next somebody.
But my thing is those, 3 to 4 that started in the playoffs are all gone. Who's left? Mahomes. I can't really call Mahomes a running quarterback. He's a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. This year has no running quarterback aspect.
Yeah. So man, Kyler. I said it before the break. It's on you, man. It's
The
on
little
you.
engine that could. Come on, K1.
It's on you, man. This has been another lovely show, man. We love doing this for y'all every Monday night. Casual Sports Show. Earl Burnett, Sean McConnell. Thank you, Bird Game, for jumping up on Facebook Live and joining us. We're going to start pumping out that 5K run, so y'all have got to start signing up. This thing is off the hook. I mean, we got a lot going on with this event. I mean, so much I can't even go through right now. I got to get Michelle to get back on here to start explaining a lot of this because there's a lot going on. We got Suns tickets. We got music coming out there. It's so many
At the
things.
Suns Arena.
Exactly. At the Suns Arena, the run's going to be out there, and the finish line's going to have the KSRN logo on it. I mean, it's going to be awesome. Come on out, Bird Gang. We'll check y'all out next week. Peace.